Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Cloud Institution, the best cloud training institute in Bangalore. So today in this video, we are going to see one of the really interesting, you know, the exam question, which is adding an extra layer of security in EC2 using IP tables. Okay, so interviewer may be asking you that, so hey, everything is good, but how do you add an extra layer of security in the Linux itself? Okay, so we have all the security concepts and everything in cloud, right? So sometimes we don't believe in cloud that security groups or somebody can be changed by by mistake. So how do you change or how do you add some kind of extra layer of security for instances in terms of security groups, like so adding port, enabling port, or blocking port, all this stuff, right? So now we have a separate concept called IP tables. Okay, so let's see what is IP tables. So the IP tables is what is IP tables? So the IP tables is a Linux firewall, okay, interface that allows systems administrator to manage network traffic and and protects the systems from the security threats. Okay, so the IP tables is the default feature. Okay, so in the Linux, it is used to enable or disable the ports, and also it's used to allow the incoming and outgoing connections to accept or drop. Okay, so with this, I'm going to show you some kind of a demo, like how the IP tables will be working to add the security, the security layer on your systems. So I'm going back to my to my EC2 instance. I don't have any running instances at this moment, right? So now I'm going to launch instance now. Okay, this instance, I'm going to create a two instances. Okay, so one is one is server one, okay, and I'm going to use the key pair, the cloud institution key, and then I'm allowing SSH from the traffic, anywhere, everywhere. This is what I'm doing. Okay, I'm creating launch instance. So that's going to be my first instance, and I'm going back, and I'm just creating a launch instance again. So this time I'm going to give the instance server 2. Okay, the server 2, and so I'm going to use the cloud institution key, is my office key. So SSH, allow SSH traffic from anywhere. I'm giving this the same thing. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to connect these two instances at the same time. Okay, so first I'm going to connect to this instance. Okay, click on here and connect. Well, it's connecting. Okay, now I'm going back to the server 2 again. Okay, so all the running instances, the server 2. Okay, server 1 I'm going to connect the server 1. Okay, the server 2 is connecting, and then server 1 is getting connected. All right, okay, so now both instances are connected. Now, as you can see here, instance 1 and instance 2 both are connected. Okay, oh, sorry, server 1 and server 2 both are connected. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to install, I'm going to install IP tables in server 2, and I'm going to try to connect from server 1. Okay, I'm going to show you that how this is going to work. Okay, so in order to install IP tables, the command which I'm going to use is that, okay, yum install. Okay, so I'm going to go into sudo root. So I'm going to give yum install IPTABLES. Okay, so this is the command which I'm going to give to install IP tables. So this is the security layer, that can be added to your EC2 instance in the cloud, because in cloud, anything can happen at any time. Okay, so now I'm going to enable this one. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, okay, now IP tables is enabled, so you can just give kind of IP tables command. Okay, IP tables -l. Okay, so this is the command to check is there any IP tables rules or added or not. Okay, so right now I don't have any kind of IP tables rules. As you can see here, there is nothing. Now, okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try to ping, okay, from this machine, from the server 1 to server 2. Okay, so now I'm going to give the public IP address. Sorry, I'm going to copy the public IP address of the server 2, and then I'm going to I'm going to give ping from here. Okay, so the ping is not working as expected, right? It's ping because we have not enabled a ping protocol in security group. So now I'm going here, I'm clicking on launch instance, running instances. I'm going to server 2. Okay, so the server 2, I'm going to security groups. Okay, I'm going to security groups and then the security, and I'm going to enable ICMP packets. Okay, ICMP IPv4 from anywhere. Okay, anywhere. I'm just adding a rule. All right. Okay. So even though if I'm having a ICMP rule to be allowing, ICMP package. So if you don't know what's ICMP, we have already discussed this one in the last videos. Please go and check. So we have enabled ICMP package for anywhere in the internet. Now I'm going back here. I'm going to ping the ICMP. Okay, this is working from here. So now if you can open the diagram. Okay, so now this is server 1. Okay, the server 2. So, okay, server 2 and server 1. Okay, so now this server 1 and server 2. Okay, so in this server I've installed IPTables. Okay, so I've installed IPTables. So I've installed IPTables, and in the IPTables, so this server, this server itself is having a ICMP enabled. Okay, so ICMP, um, okay, ICMP enabled. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to write the ICMP rule to so to block the request from everywhere. Okay, so even before that, so what I'm going to do is that, so this is still working, right? I'm going to do the same thing from my system. Okay, from my MacBook. So I'm going to my Visual Studio. I'm going to give ping ping to the server. Okay, so now still I'm able to ping to the server, right? So everything is working good. So now if you can write here, I have a laptop over here. Let's say for example this is my laptop. Okay, I'm just trying to ping from here. I'm just trying to give a ping from here, and it is connecting to the server. Okay, even though because IPTables is not enabled, even from my laptop is working. Okay, so now next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add IPTables rules. Okay, if you add IPTables rules, so this is using these two commands. Okay, so the answer for this IPTables rules is that IPTables -a input -p ICMP -j drop. Okay, so this is what the commands which I'm going to use it, right? So now if you can go back to the server, okay, IPTables, okay, -a, okay, input. So which means that uh, I'm going to accept, so A is accept, the A is accept. So input, okay, so input is going to be input is going to be -p. Okay, so accept that input and -p. The P is ICMP package. Okay, I'm going to zoom it out a little bit for you to understand. Okay, okay, -j. Okay, so drop. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to drop or accept. Okay, so -a and input -p drop. Okay, so sorry, -a is not accept. Okay, so -a is add. Okay, so there is add, delete, and all these options are there. Okay, I'm going to add a drop. So IPTables -a add input. Okay, input traffic, the port number, the port ICMP port, and then the -j, the drop. Okay, so now if I do this one, so if I can go back and see that IPTables -l, you can see this one. The drop is added. Okay, so for ICMP anywhere is been added over here. So now if I can go back to my instance, if I can give ping to the server, okay, it is not working. See, it is still not working. Okay, so now if you can go back from my machine, if I can add it here, still it is not working. Okay, request timeout. So this is really one more added security layer for your instance, right? So because anybody can come and change some of the ports from your security group, but you have to make sure that so who should be able to access this machine from anywhere. Now, if you can go back to this machine, Okay, so to the IP table server. Okay, now I want to delete this one and see if it is, if uh, this one is deleted or not. Okay, so now I'm going to delete it. I'm going to do a cap -d delete. So now if you can see the rules, IP tables rules, now this one is deleted. Okay, now if you can go back and see the ping command again, so this is working. All right, so now, so you can ask me another question. Okay, why don't you just accept and it should work? So that's also another good question. Okay, for example, if I can do IP tables drop, it's dropping. Okay, sorry, IP tables -a drop is dropping. Okay, so now what happens is that now if you can do IP tables -l, okay, this is dropped. Now what happens if I do accept? Will it's going to accept? Okay, what happened if it is accept? So now if you can see the IP tables -l, so both the rules are added. Okay, accept and drop. So IP tables always work in the drop. So drop is a higher priority. Okay, so now it's going to be taking a drop. So now even though I had two IP tables variables like accept and drop in the same time, if I can go back and see here, it's not going to work. All right, so these are all the security features which you have to be understanding. So now if I want to delete all these two things, what I have to do? I have to go and delete these two rules. Okay, so now I'm going to, I've added this one, I'm going to delete this one now. Okay, it's deleted. All good. Yeah, okay, one is deleted. Okay, another one is like I'm going to add a drop as well. I'm going to delete the drop as well. Okay, now I don't have any kind of a source and destination. Okay, so I don't have any kind of rules. Okay, so now everything is working fine as expected. Okay, all good, right? Now, how to, okay, so there's no security feature, right? This is also a security feature, but this is a security feature for everybody. Now, what I want to do is that I wanted to drop the traffic from this machine itself. Okay, so this is the server one. I do not want anybody to connect from this server. Okay, the server one. From my laptop, I should be able to connect it, but this server, I wanted to block the incoming connections to this server using ICMP. Okay, so now if you want to do this one, what I have to do is you have to take the IP address of this machine. Okay, what's the IP address of the server one? This is the IP address, right? So IP address is this one. Now, if you can go back here, okay, so you can mention -s source will be this IP. Okay, it's the drop. Now, um, IP tables rules matching a rule existing in the chain. Okay, I think I already have a rule. Okay, IP tables. Okay, -l. Okay, so I don't know what's happening. Okay, okay. So I just having a D, right? Deleted. So I'm just having D. So what I have to do is I have to give A, accept, right? Because I don't want to delete anything because there's no rules added. I want to do drop from this particular server. Okay, I say do drop. Now if you can go back and access it from here, so if you can ping the request from here, this is not working. But if you can go back and access from my system, it is working. Okay, so now this is a really a good example of how to enable the access from one machine to another machine. Okay, so now similarly what you also can do is that you can also go and go and block the SSH traffic from, okay, so for example this ICMP traffic, we can also do SSH traffic, ICMP and SSH traffic from this server itself, drop -h. Okay, I think port number is SSH, not SSH. Port number is I'm going to do 22. Okay, it's accepted. So now if you can do IP tables -l. Okay, so now I've added like ICMP and then the SSH port. Okay, so both the port I just made it drop. Okay, so this machine will not be able to connect using SSH as well as will not be able to ping. But this machine, okay, so this machine should be able to do everything. Okay, so this is how I'm granting a permission to this guy. Okay, so to this guy full permission, and I'm not giving any permission to this guy. So this is a really added advantage for you in terms of security. Okay, if you don't know like all these things in the security, then you should learn this. Okay, so these are all the questions interviewer may ask you in the the interview, that how do you create added layer of security for your instances. Okay, so this is really helpful for you guys. Okay, please go and okay, so please go and check out our website. So if you really wanted to enroll for courses, and if you like this video, and like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, I'll see you again in the next video. Okay, thank you so much, guys.